Hey guys, how's it going today? So this is a video I'm putting out there for all of you, but I'm making this mostly for my sister. She sent me a message yesterday. She's having a lot of hip problems. She's on vacation right now. So I'm doing 5 minutes of hip love, doing some stretches to relieve tight hips. Her complaint is that she's just feeling really tight in the hip area and it's really bothering her when she's walking. So we're gonna see if this sequence can help out. And if you have tight hips, then join as well. So I'm gonna try to keep it to 5 minutes. I'll keep an eye on the time. First off, laying down on your back. I'm just on a flat hardwood floor, but you can always put a yoga mat underneath you. If you want to put a blanket under you, that's fine. So the first thing you wanna do warming up is just resting your arms on the floor, letting the soles of your feet rest, and then turning your toes in towards each other and pressing your heels away so that you've got your feet kind of pigeon-toed, not too wide here, but a little bit of space between each, and letting the knees fall towards each other. Taking a couple breaths in this spot, this allows the thigh bones to fall back into the hip socket. It's really relaxing for the whole hip area. You can take as long as you want here, but taking a couple breaths and letting your breath come into your belly. So as you inhale, letting your belly button go up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, letting your back flatten onto the floor, drawing your navel towards your spine. As you inhale, maybe you notice that your hips actually shift a little bit. I find that I get a little bit of space underneath my lower back, and then as I exhale, I flatten. Taking a couple breaths here. And just letting the hips settle, letting the lower back settle. And then bringing those feet back to parallel. So you've got your hips, your knees, and your feet all in line with each other. Keeping those arms resting at the sides, or you can cactus or T-shape your arms if you like. And then lifting your right leg up off the floor. So you've got your knee pointing towards the ceiling, lower leg is just dangling here. And then start to trace some little circles with the tips of your kneecap. So it's almost like you're imagining you've got a marker or crayon on the tip of your knee and you're drawing some circles around the room. As you move through, you might feel some popping and cracking in the hip, slowly increasing the size of that circle. So just bringing some really gentle circulation to the hip. You can change directions, maybe drawing figure eights or writing your name with the tip of your knee, just getting lots of range of motion into that hip. Going in both directions, making sure your breath stays nice and calm as you move here. If that leg is moving really fast, maybe you need to spend a little extra time here, as that really quick movement is usually a sign of a lot of stress. So taking one more nice big circle with that kneecap, and then slowly lowering that foot back down to the floor, and then we'll lift the left leg up. Again, tracing circles with that knee. You can spend as much time as you want on each of these exercises. I'm just really trying to keep this to 5 minutes. Keeping that breath moving, circling out that knee, going in different directions. Big circles and little circles. And then slowly lowering that left foot back down to the floor. Rocking the knees side to side just a few times. You can reach those arms out to the side, letting movement come to the hips and the lower back, hugging your knees into your chest. And then very gently roll yourself onto your side. You can roll up and down your spine if you want, but I think that this is a lot safer on the knee. And then very carefully press yourself up to seated. Okay, so now that we're sitting up, bringing your hands to your lower back, and just gently rocking your knees side to side a couple times. And then taking your both knees over to the right side, bringing your right foot to your left knee. And then, so your right hip, you'll feel that your right hip's on the ground, left hip is a little bit raised, that's okay. One hand on each side of your right kneecap. Taking a nice big inhale, lifting up, lengthening your spine, lifting out of the hips. So you want to think about letting your belly lift and directing the movement from your belly and your chest, not your head here. Don't hunch over. Keep yourself really lifted. And think about sending your chest beyond your kneecap, moving really slowly here. So this you might feel in the hamstring, you might feel in the IT band, anywhere along the thigh, maybe even the lower back. This gets a lot of the major muscle groups all together. So very, very slowly lowering yourself down. If you find there's a tight spot, maybe inhale, lifting up, exhale, rolling down again, slowly working your way through here. So you can keep flowing, noticing if you're clenching anywhere, try to relax with your exhale. And then maybe you bring yourself all the way down to your forearms. You can rest your head on a block or a book, whatever you've got nearby. And let yourself just relax over that hip for a couple breaths. Again, you could pause this video if you want to take a little bit of extra time here. This is something you could hold for a while. Each time I'm inhaling, I'm thinking about lengthening my spine, reaching my head away from my hips. And as I exhale, let myself fall a little bit more. Maybe I stack my fists and rest my forehead on my hands, relaxing the shoulders, letting myself melt into the floor. Taking a couple breaths here. Getting into that hip, letting that rotation settle. Twisting is really calming on the body. And then slowly bringing your palms back to the floor, rolling yourself up to seated. And then bringing your feet back in front of you, rocking those knees side to side. We'll switch to the other side, taking both knees over to the left. Bringing the left arch of your foot to the right kneecap. One hand on each side of that left knee. Nice big inhale, lifting up, centering your chest over top of your kneecap, and then rolling over. Slowly inhale, rounding up, almost like that cat-cow movement if you've ever done that in yoga class. Inhaling up, exhale, rounding over. And then slowly bring yourself either to your palms, to your forearms. You can bring a block, a book, a blanket, anything here, depending on where your flexibility is. Maybe you rest your head on a block. I'm doing this with absolutely nothing here. I'm just showing you don't need any props. Taking a couple breaths here. This is my preferred variation of Pigeon Pose. It's called Deer Pose. And I just find it's a lot more accessible. And even those that can get into Pigeon, this just feels so much more supported. So keeping that breath going, lengthening the spine with each inhale, exhale, let yourself settle over that leg. Reaching with your belly and your chest. And your head just kind of comes along for the ride. Taking one more nice big inhale, exhale, rounding over, let yourself settle completely. And then slowly pressing yourself all the way up. Bringing those feet out in front of you. And then rocking your knees side to side yet again. One more movement that we'll do, and this one here. So I was going to show you guys one that you can put your back to a wall. If you want to bring your back to a wall here, you can and stay sitting up. Or you can lay yourself all the way down to the ground. I'll just say seated. But you can do the same thing laying down. So taking your right ankle across your left knee, flexing your toes. So flexing your toes means drawing your toes up so that they're going towards the kneecap. So I'm going to go sideways so you can see what I'm doing. And then drawing the knee away. So toes towards the knee, knee away from the body. So you're aiming for a parallel shin here. If you find your body is way too tight to come into this position, keep those legs, bring yourself all the way down to the floor. So a lot of you may have done this before. If you want to go deeper, when you're sitting up, you can either press yourself closer to the leg, again, directing your movement from your belly and your chest, or you can lift that left leg off the floor, keeping that foot active, and interlacing your fingers behind that knee. Keeping the knee drawing away from your face. You can use your hand or your elbow to get there, and breathing into whatever you're feeling in that hip. Letting your breath travel into your belly. Taking one more nice big inhale. And exhale, slowly lowering that left leg back to the floor. If you want to add a twist here, you can take your arms to your sides. And then with that right foot glued to your left knee, dropping both legs to one side. Bringing a little bit of a rotation into the lower back. Again, holding this as long as you want. Noticing if you're clenching anywhere, slowly relaxing. And then untwisting those legs, bring your feet flat to the floor, rocking your knees side to side. And then bringing your legs back up, taking your left ankle across your right knee, repeating on the other side. Drawing your toes towards your knee away from your face. See what activity you can find without using your upper body. Keeping the upper body relaxed here. You can either press your torso up closer if you're sitting up, or bring the legs closer, or lifting that right leg. Maybe you don't even need the arms and you're doing all the work with the legs here. Getting into that left hip, left hamstring. Glutes are really commonly tight area and they can affect the lower back a lot. So it's a really great area to work into. We hold a lot of stress in the hips. And then once you feel like you've gotten a bit of a release out of that left hip, keeping the ankle glued to the knee and dropping both to the right. Twisting out that lower back, getting into a slightly different angle. You can let those arms come to the side, turn your head the opposite direction to complete the twist. Taking a few more breaths here. And then on an inhale, bringing yourself back to center, uncrossing those legs, rocking those knees side to side yet again. Hugging your knees into your chest, and then either rolling up and down your spine or rolling yourself onto your side to come up to seated. So I think I made that a little bit more than 5 minutes, but hopefully that is helpful. Try out the sequence. You've got the video right in front of you. I'm sure you've got a floor underneath you. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a little thumbs up. Any comments or questions, post them down below. If there's any stretches that you really like for tight hips yourself that I did not include in this video, I'd love for you to share them with me. And I will see you guys very soon. Have a good one. Bye.